If you've been keeping up with Dead by Daylight these past few days, you might have came across a video or just heard the news that there is a new glitch for the survivor. What the glitch allows you to do is to redirect your vault from a pallet or a window, and it gives that audio cue as if you'd actually vaulted. So when a killer sees you go to vault and he hears that audio sound, he might come around the other way, and whoever has done the glitch actually went back the way they came from. Now at the time I'm recording this, I've actually tried it in game and it still isn't patched yet. The way it's being done is to tap your flashlight and press vault at the same time and then turn your mouse around. Now obviously when any glitch happens in a multiplayer game, there are obviously going to be people who are very upset about it. However, a lot of people, including myself, are seeing this as an opportunity for a new perk in Dead by Daylight, in which you can redirect your vault. So I've made 3 different survivor perks, all evolving around the basic idea of being able to redirect your vault. This is just a basic idea of a new perk that we can get. So with that said, let's get into the details of the perks I've made. Okay, so I've made 3 perks here, obviously all the same idea, just a little bit different. So some of them are going to be a little bit more overpowered, some of them more balanced. So the names for the 3 perks are Tomfoolery, 180, and Reevaluate. Let's start off first with Tomfoolery. So Tomfoolery is an exhaustion perk. It allows you to redirect the vaulting action from a window or pallet. Tomfoolery causes the exhausted status effect for 80 seconds after 12 seconds of its activation, and may be used a total of 3 times in between those 12 seconds. So this one is pretty basic. I think pretty much any perk with this type of feature would have to have an exhausted status effect for some amount of time. I think 3 activations is a decent amount. I think it's not too much, not too less. One of the other things I like about it is you only have 12 seconds to use those 3 activations, so you really have to make them count because you're not going to be able to use it for another 80 seconds. I would give Tomfoolery like a 6 to 6.5 out of 10. All right, let's get into perk number 2, which is called 180. 180 allows you to redirect a vaulting action from a window or a pallet. 180 causes the exhausted status effect for 90 seconds after all 3 activations are triggered. So 180 is a little bit more forgiving because you could use those 2 activations and still have 1. It's a little bit overpowered in the sense that you could use those 2 activations and just go on the rest of the game waiting to use the 1. I would give this a 7, definitely. All right, perk number 3, Reevaluate. I think this is personally the best one. Some people might say it's OP. I think it maybe could use some work. Reevaluate allows you to redirect a vaulting action from a window or a pallet, completing generators, picking up survivors off the hook, and successful flashlight saves grant a stackable token for up to 5 tokens, which may be used to activate Reevaluate up to 5 times. However, losing a health state will cause all tokens to be removed. This one is really good in my opinion because you can't use Reevaluate right off the line. You're gonna get probably your first token from a generator, which takes some time. I think those 3 things, the generators and picking up survivors and the flashlight saves, not only take a little bit of time, but are also not really easy to do. So you're kind of gonna have to work for getting your tokens and work for using the ability. Having said that, you probably play games like me where you could just be getting a lot of flashlight saves and you could be getting a lot of survivors off the hook. So in a way, it kind of depends on what kind of game you're getting. Some games Reevaluate would be really good, and some games it would just be a pretty decent perk. Just losing 1 health state causes all tokens to be removed, making it so you can't use it anymore until you get your next token. So you really have to be careful, and it kind of makes you play around the perk, which is really cool. So perk number 3, Reevaluate, is definitely my favorite perk out of the 3. I definitely give it like an 8.5 to a 9 out of 10. I just came up with these perks in like 30 minutes because I think the idea is cool, but I'm not super deep into the Dead by Daylight community. So even though I think these are pretty fair and not so overpowered, people who are more into the game might just call me out, which is actually really good. I definitely want to hear your opinions, and the more people we can get together, maybe we can make this a perk, and I think it would be awesome. So yeah, with that said, please leave some opinions on the perks and some ideas, and thank you for watching.